Mike Miller here, and we're taking a look at the GE X500. This little point and shoot camera, it's kind of the way it's set up. It's supposed to kind of mimic a, larger 35 millimeter camera, but this one's only 29 millimeter. They're priced pretty economically. I think I paid $129 for this, and had the memory card on special, so I got that included. Usually they come without. I've looked lately on Walmart, they put them on sale for $109. I got this so I could I was attempting to upgrade my camera for my real estate appraisals, and this thing is advertised at 16 megapixels, and it has quite a few little presets here on the knob. Anti-shake, telephoto, and of course to take the photo, and face bracketing, and the menu on the back. And when you start it up, it opens up the lens, and the lens cap usually falls off. If it doesn't, if it holds up the lens, it'll give you a little message. A couple of things I didn't like about it: the lens cap, it just barely hangs on there, and I like to make my equipment last about 3 to 5 years, at least 3 years anyway, and I don't like the lens getting scratched up. It is kind of sticking out there, just asking for it. Pop-up flash with a little button. One thing, you can change the display to look through just that little viewfinder, and you'll see everything on there you see on the regular display. I guess that might save a little bit of battery, and this thing is a battery hog. With standard batteries, it didn't last too long at all. Takes 4 AA. There they are, and you have to watch when you're getting the memory card in and out that you're not turned upside down, spill batteries all over the place. Seems to take about any size SD micro, 16 gig. I can't exactly what I bought this with, so I have a tendency to move this sort of stuff around. As far as real estate appraisal, the one thing that really irritated me about this the most is sometimes the chip gets a little confused about what it's seeing when you're inside, and even with the flash on and stuff like that, sometimes you get a surprise dark fuzzy picture, and if you don't catch it on the preview, then you're going to make it back to the office with a bad photo. When it does do good on the inside, the pictures just look beautiful. When it screws up, it's not very good at all. Outside, the performance is excellent. I took this with me on vacation when I took my dad on our flight, and I was pretty impressed with how it was working. And it's got these little presets, and you can choose something off the menu real quick. And I've been through about all of these. Nothing irritates me too is when I'm transitioning from outside to inside. I got to play around with the settings for interior shots, and I've messed with this thing quite a bit. And when I'm out on an assignment, the last thing I want to do is screw around with a bunch of buttons on my equipment. I don't want to play with my equipment. I want to get in there and get the job done. Another thing too is that it uploads in the file directory with the photos. It also makes a little thumbnail, and apparently only Linux operating systems can make use of that thumbnail, which I presume this is running some kind of little Linux or Unix system on here. The regular photos are in JPEG, but it also puts that thumbnail in there with the same file name, and you have to go through there and sort those damn things out. when all I want to do is grab the images off the card, because I usually take the card out of the computer rather than plugging the camera in. Stick the card in, and I want to get the images onto the folder. Usually put a folder in there with the same name as my file name. In any case, just totally irritated with that little thumbnail. It just gets in the way. That's something else I have to go back and delete. And I also like copying all my images from the camera. I got a QNAP backup server with a link to my desktop, and I'll just copy all the originals off the card, or actually I'm cut and paste, cut and put them on the server as soon as I pull them off the card. Sometimes I'll look at the preview and I won't grab all of them if I had a shot in there I didn't like. Any case, good little hobby camera, good enough to take on vacation, but it is not suitable for business work. Like I say, that thing comes off there pretty easy, and of course the lens is pretty exposed. Okay for vacation, definitely not suitable for real estate appraisal work. And I notice there's a whole bunch of other cameras out there under different brand names, and they all have the same frame. So I'm presuming this same camera is marketed under quite a few other brand names. I guess as a marketing strategy. I got this rubber band on there to try to hold that lens cap on, which kind of works. Anyway, I guess you get what you pay for. I've been using this Panasonic Luminex for quite a few years now, and I guess the only thing I can say bad about it does take proprietary battery, but that's no big deal. I've got charger set up in two of these batteries, and so I just reach over and put a fresh battery in it and swap it out on the charger every time before I go on assignment. Here's memory card, which is a 8 gig, which is way more than I need. A 1 or 2 gig works. I think I finally ran my old 2 gigs through so many cycles I ended up throwing them away. And this little thing does excellent. The controls I need are right there. Flash. When I'm on the outside, I don't want the flash. Definitely don't want it when I'm taking pictures of comparables, lest the homeowner come out and demand what in the hell I'm doing. I always turn the flash on when I'm inside. The exposure, if my previews are looking a little dark, I can just fix that. I can restop the lens right there on the spot and just take care of it. And of course you can clear off the icons, add a grid. Just deeply impressed with this. It's got a little easy zoom, which I never fool with. I just use the wide, and it starts out kind of easy, and then if you hold down on it, it zooms faster. Don't use the zoom very often, but every once in a while I might be shooting a Suburban on the highway or something. I have to zoom in on it a little bit. And of course the usual, it's threaded for a mount, as is this one. In fact, some of the really tiny pocket cameras I've noticed still retain this mount. I guess that's 8x20 National Course. I think that's what that thread is. And of course, no need to screw around with lens cap. It's got one built in. As you can see, this is pretty old, pretty well used. I'm wearing off the anodizing. And it's small enough I can drop it inside my coat to try to keep it warm during the winter. Cold weather, it'll occasionally report back that it's the battery isn't quite full. which I'm not sure if it's really reporting back correctly or not, but anyway, if I keep the camera warm, that'll make the battery last longer anyway, since that's well known. We'll take little movies. It's got a couple of presets on there, and past that, don't even. I guess it's got a little notepad feature too, and that's something else I don't screw around with. It's got a microphone for the video. Anyway, this has been like a tank, and this one, GE X500, not suitable for any kind of serious work, just for vacation. And there the cap came off again. Anyway, thanks.